Profile share via email report story. Shut up Deku. Don't you have somewhere else to go cry? I don't know idiot. Don't you got some more oxygen to digest? The more you talk, the hungrier you'll get. That's enough, you two. This behavior is reprehensible as heroes, can't you two get along? Iida robotically waved his hands, as the one-for-all hero Izuku Midoriya and zero-gravity hero Ochako Uraraka simply, HMPH, returning to their seats. Sorry Iida, but tell that useless Deku over there to mind his business, before I grab Bakugo to put him in his place. Quote dot. Hey, you bastards, leave me out of it, it's much more entertaining watching. Deku barely acted like this in middle school, don't know who the hell he learned this from. Most, if not all of Class 1A, unanimously knew Bakugo was a main problem. Indirectly or directly, he's been a bad influence on Izuku's behavior. Surprisingly, the two students wasn't completely mean. Towards others, they were sweet and innocent, but in the vicinity of each other or even at the mention of a name, they would lash at each other's throats like starving dogs. The only time they could cooperate was during hero missions and team exercises, where their pure hatred regarding one another would push them to do better for bragging rights. Leave Kachan out of this, but it's understandable since you need other people to win your battles for you. Some members of the class, in response, instigating all the way. Izuku's retorts could be related to his time spent with Bakugo, but he could be pretty quick-witted himself. Says the person who breaks his bones after every match. Ochako could hear a few girls saying, "True," in the background. To be honest, she remembered quite clearly where their rivalry began. After destroying a huge robot, Ochako slapped Izuku just in time to save him. He laid unconscious, until Recovery Girl came over and healed most of his wounds. He woke up on the stretcher, looking over to see Ochako. Thank you for saving me, but you should have ran when you got the opportunity, what if you got hurt? This puzzled Ochako, causing her to exclaim, there's no way I was going to leave you behind after what you just did. A little more gratitude would be sufficient. Delirious, he continued, I am grateful, truly. But I would have felt worse if I couldn't save you. Ochako blushed slightly. She didn't even know this kid's name, but he had a heroic spirit. But, if you think for a second I wouldn't have helped, then you don't belong here. Sacrificing yourself doesn't make you a true hero. And that began the long train of being enemies. Did it start off over something petty? Yes, but due to countless arguments afterwards and Izuku's selfless nature, she couldn't stand how much he didn't care for himself. Sometimes he would rush in without thinking first. That stupid attitude was going to get him killed, and honestly, although she thought he was kinda cute and strong, she wasn't going to be there to save him. Izuku felt the same. He could recognize her power from their first team exercise, though they barely won because they kept debating on the right plan of action. She had an earnest heart, one he admired and was quite attracted to, but he couldn't agree on not taking action when needed. That's why after they rescued Bakugo, the chastising got worse. Both of them were too stubborn yet caring to accept defeat, so neither was willing to hold back. He may have also spent too much time with Bakugo, his nervousness stopped and he became more blunt. Says the person who couldn't handle a high school girl with a knife. Says the person who couldn't save his friend the first time. Promoted stories. You'll also like Sweet Green Tea, Iswocha One Shots, 58.5K 1.1K. Heart yeah, I'm here. Long hiatus fluffy one shots of our floating, Pink Mochi and Lil, Freckled Bean. Requests open. Note. No smuts. All art belongs to AR. This is me trying, Izuku. 11.2K 452. End quote. I just wanted you to know that this is me trying. End quote. Izuku Midoriya X Fem Reader started. 7. My Hero One Shots. 13.8K 124. Every one shot idea I get from My Hero stories will be put here, as I will not make a full story of these. Izwocha One Shots. 728K 15.2K. Come read the best one shot book for MHA along with the best ship ever. Number 1 in Dekuraka July 18, 20. Number 5 in Izwocha July 19, 20. BNHA One Shots. 41.4K 481. Fluff. These are just some random one shots about BNHA ships. I will say that there's probably not going to be any smut. Although there's gonna be a lot of fluff. Grin. Izuku x Ochako fanfic. All I need is you. 1M18.5K. Izuku Midoriya and Ochako Uraraka are two pro heroes in training and promising ones at that. They attend UA High, which is well known for producing powerful heroes includ. Bakugo XYN, one shots. 2.8K 39. All my one shot compilation. Says the person who is only becoming a hero for selfish reasons. Says the person who's selfish enough to lose his own life and not care about himself. Quiet. Aizawa walks through the door, the class immediately settling down. Let's get into the lesson. As Izuku pulls his notebook out his bag, he felt his phone vibrate. He discreetly opened his messages to see a text from none other than her. Rooftop. Tonight at 7. Let's finish this. Exhaling, Izuku thought it was time to. You're on after the remaining classes end. Most of the students spend their time in the dining rooms or studying in their dorms. On top of this building, Ochako waited for Izuku to come through, snapping her flip phone shut. The rooftop had one entrance, where it ran alongside a wall that connected to the wired gates blocking the edge. She heard the door creak open behind her, and it's none other the green hair boy himself. Oh, I thought you would be too busy making out with your butt buddy Bakugo. I'm not gay. Who the heck would even think that? I figured a lot of people would, especially with your sissy self crying all the time. You know what, screw you. You wish, ha, more like you couldn't handle me. What's your problem? My problem. Izuku approached her, until he was at eye level with her. Raising his voice, he exclaims, You're the one with a problem with me. My only problem is that you're selfish. You think that being a hero involves saving everyone, and that's a part of it, but who's going to save you when you're in need of help? Ochako could feel the heat of their breath as they glared at each other. I know that, more than anyone. But in order to win, I want to save those around me no matter what. I'll do what I can to be the greatest hero. I don't care about my life if it means the ones I love will remain safe. Determination reflected deep in his eyes, and Ochako could see his goal was set in stone. It's admirable, but it's still stupid. Nobody's perfect. Izuku, Ochako sighs, looking away from the boy. That's what I can't agree on. That stubbornness will get you killed. What do you care? It's none of your business. Izuku turns to walk away, when he felt himself being pushed against the wall. Ochako grabbed his tie and said, Because I'm a hero too, idiot. Izuku understood how she felt, but he couldn't put down his annoyance. Just shut up. Make me. Izuku swung Ochako around, pinning her against the wall. He grabbed her throat and squeezed it slightly, looking deep into her eyes, a slight blush on his face. The roles have been reversed. Don't test me, Uraraka. She felt the heat rising in her body. The tension between them could nearly suffocate them. In this position, she noticed things like his freckles, the way certain parts of his hair drooped. Even though she was pinned beneath the person she couldn't stand. It was kinda hot, she kinda liked it, but she wasn't going to back down easy. All bark, no bite. You won't do anything. And what, exactly, he says, removing his hand from her throat and placing it on either side of her head, standing face to face, do you want me to do? Ochako's cheeks became more red, her heart thumping in her chest. The feeling she had, it nearly felt carnal. However, whatever it was she felt, she wasn't going to propose that option. Show me, editor's note. Yeah, nope, this is too familiar, I'm heading out. Izuku swallowed slightly, leaning forward. What the heck am I doing? I can't stand her, so why do I have this impulse too? Without thinking any further, he placed a kiss on her lips. It was only a peck, but time slowed for both them. Izuku leaned back, but Ochako grabbed his tie and brought him back for another one. It was clumsy, for it was a first for both of them, but the intensity and passion increased. Before they could continue, they heard footsteps nearing the door. Mina, where are we going? Come on, Kirishima, I got a secret spot for us. The door swung open, with Mina hopping through first. She turned to see Ochako and Izuku several feet from each other, looking everywhere but each other. Could it be, was we interrupting something? Kirishima noticed them, flashing them a toothy grin. Uraraka, Midoriya, what are you guys doing up here? Nothing important. Ochako remains quiet, tucking a strand of hair behind her ear. Mina smiled evilly at her. Nothing important, Ochako walked to the door. He's just an idiot, nothing more. Seriously, with this again. Sorry, I'll talk to you guys later. He rushes down the stairs, following after her. What was that all about? I don't know, Kiri, but I'll investigate later. For now, Mina looks up to the red hair boy. We have some alone time. Heading down the stairs, Ochako's thoughts flurried through her mind. Girl, what are you thinking? I can't stand him, I hate him, right? She felt a hand on her shoulder, turning to see emerald eyes. So you spout off words like that and then run away. Typical, but you can't run from that. Wiping his hand off her shoulder and crossing her arms over her chest, she rolled her eyes. So what, dummy, was one kiss more than you could take? Was it yours first? Well, yeah, yours. MMM. Both stood in silence, awkwardness looming over their heads. Ochako started fiddling with her hair, as Izuku scratched the back of his head. Hypothetically, he began, I don't want to do it with you, but I wouldn't mind doing it again. Blushing, Ochako sputtered on her words. I mean, that's exactly what a dork like you would say. But, maybe, Izuku could feel the heat rising to his cheeks. Well, I guess we should head back to our rooms. Yeah, a few more moments passed, and Izuku started walking past her. However, he paused, and then turned around to steal another kiss from her lips. Shocked, Ochako couldn't react, just frozen there. Wanted to emphasize that this dog can bite too, he said slyly, good night, idiot. He rushed down the stairs, leaving Okacho as red as a tomato, calling after him. You dummy, we'll see about that. Each one returned to their rooms, screaming into their pillows. Izuku felt the blood rushing to his head, staring at his ceiling. What am I doing? The same thoughts went through Ochako's head, and both thought simultaneously. Maybe this isn't so bad. Word of advice, don't fall in love with someone who's toxic, trust me. Where stories live, discover now.